welcome to the Thing Opposite podcast, where we talk about things.
And opposite things.
Yeah.
Like similar and different. Smifferent.
That's not a word.
I just made it a word, man.
Anyway, so I'm Derek, this is Aaron.
I'm Aaron. That's Derek.
And today we're going to be talking about sports.
Yeah, we're definitely not the people to be talking about this.
I mean, we've played sports before.
Yeah, I play a lot of Madden on PlayStation.
No, like real, like, go on a field sports.
Yeah, sometimes when I play Madden, I pretend I'm on a field. Like, I pretend to be my character.
Do you, so you've never, like, gone on actual grass and, like, thrown a football or played soccer or anything?
I've smoked grass and threw a ball once. Does that count?
No, that does not count, no.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Let me break it down. So, when I play Madden, I pretend to be my character, and he still doesn't have any friends. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Can you help me with that?
You're treating Madden characters like they're real people.
Yeah, that sounds like a psychological issue, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we should talk about not that, because people are going to be like, Fetty needs help. And you're right, I do. But whatever.
Well, so at the time of recording this, we're literally a day out from when LSU won.
From the greatest, I'm going to say it, the greatest college football team in history ever.
I mean, they beat, like, every top 10 team they played.
Right, which makes them
The greatest.
the greatest. That's what I was getting at.
They're the GOATs.
No, they're people.
No, I mean GOATs as in greatest of all time, not GOATs as in GOATs from Goat Simulator.
That's a great game.
It really is a great
Yeah,
game.
you guys should play Goat Simulator if you haven't already. Anyway, did you see they're making a bee one where you get to be a bee?
Aren't they also making a pigeon one?
You know what? I lied. It's a pigeon one. I don't know how I confuse pigeons and bees.
I mean, they both fly. I guess that's a thing.
Dude, I got this icy. I just want to give a shout out. Icies are awesome. All right. Anyway. Yeah, it was a great game. Did you watch it? Did you get to watch the whole thing?
I watched about halfway third quarter to the end because I was actually watching a movie at the time.
What movie were you watching?
I was actually watching the remake of Aladdin for the first time.
How was it? It's on there, and I saw that, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's actually really good. It's really good. It's got a lot of musical numbers that just give you nostalgia, and it's great.
Better than Lion King?
I haven't seen the Lion King remake yet.
Don't waste your time. You guys can at me for that. I don't care. It sucks. But no, so I watched the whole game, and I talked a lot of shit about Clemson before this game, and I was worried for a minute I'd have to eat some crow, but I didn't. I didn't have to eat any crow because they pulled it out. But for me, it was one of the best games I've seen all season. But I will say this: I mean, if you go back and watch it, there was very, very small areas where you thought LSU was in trouble. But the greatest team in college football history. I mean, they didn't really bend to adversity. They just came back and won the game by 17 points. I mean, that's a pretty big win in a national championship situation.
Yeah, and considering they were down by 10 points at one point.
Yeah, no, right. That's the biggest they've been down all season. And I mean, it was unfortunate, but it was a rough go there at the beginning. But they made the proper adjustments and they came back and won the game. What we need to talk about is Clemson's mascot.
Really? We're going to go the meme route with this?
No, we have to. Because listen, everybody knows at this point, if you listen to the podcast, I was a cop for 4 years, okay? I know what a meth head looks like. And all I'm saying is, I'm not mad about, them having their mascot. I'm mad that nobody's trying to help that poor guy, He looks like the off-brand of Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes before the meth? Instead of sugar, it was meth.
It was Frosted Flakes. He's like frosted bread pieces in a box. I don't know. I don't know what the Frosted Flakes off-brand is. Is it just Frosted Flakes?
I think it's Frosted Corn Flakes.
Oh. I mean, it might be. If you guys know that, tell me. But anyway, he's not Frosted Ice Flakes, as in crystal meth.
Yeah, usually the generic cheap version of everything is always the literal name of everything.
It's just like they went on the back. All right, what's in here? Frosted Nitrogen Oats.
Like for Oreo, it's like vanilla cream sandwich or something like that. So, but yeah, LSU, they did a thing. They actually went undefeated for the first time in years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And I mean, it was impressive. I enjoyed the game. I thought it was a good game. I thought for LSU, Clemson obviously had some problems there. I mean, for me, I was happy to see it, happy to experience it in my lifetime, because it could be a while, man. You never know. You know, these things. I'm not going to say once in a lifetime, but you know, you don't see this kind of team come through very often for anyone. You know, especially LSU, but for anyone really.
Yeah, and also got to give props to my alma mater, UL Lafayette. They also won their bowl game.
Who'd they play?
I honestly don't remember who they played. All I know is they won. That's all that matters.
Oh, well then, I mean, what does it matter if you don't know who they played? They did play a bowl game though, right? They were.
Yeah, they were in the bowl game. They actually went like 10-2 this season.
Dude, weren't they ineligible for bowls for a while because of some sketchy behavior?
Yeah, they I think it was some sort of scouting stuff that they were doing that was sketchy. And so they took away the title of like they had a streak of I want to say 3 or 4 bowl games in like the early 2010s. And they took away some I don't know if all of them or most of them, but they took away some of their trophies because of some inappropriate behaviors of the coaches. Not dirty, but you know what I mean.
Was it like no? I don't know what you mean. Not when you say it that way. It was like paying players and stuff, or offering different leisurely type things.
Yeah, it was pretty much just trying to get the best players to get here by the wrong means.
Miami used to do that. Yeah, they write them checks, you know, and then they would show up and they play, and they did that a lot, like a whole lot. So look, man, yeah, congrats to LSU. All those guys really deserved it. They'll probably never hear any of this, but maybe they will. Maybe Joe Burrow will listen and be like, "Hey, man, we appreciate it," and then he'll bring me, I don't know, like a shirt or something. If you guys know Joe Burrow, tell him to bring me a shirt. I want a shirt.
Well, I'm sure someone we knows someone who went to class with him, considering Baton Rouge is an hour away.
It's possible. You think he went to class? I bet he never went to class.
Dude, he's in grad school.
Right. Well, no, he technically was done with school by then.
So,
which I mean, now he's going to be on the Bengals.
So yeah, that
that's
means
cool.
he's smart. So that means I assume he went to classes or he just took online classes only and just was bomb at it. Either way, good for him. He's smart and an athletic person. That's
right. So if the career doesn't work out, he could still be smart.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was smart. He might just quit now. Who wants to play for the Bengals? Am I right?
Right. I just realized we never turned the thing on again.
That'll be all right.
We're a failure at this.
Dark screen. I know. We're really bad at it. We're so bad. It's your fault, man. I do all the work here.
I mean, you were the one who was kind of rushing me a bit.
Oh, it's always that's what she said. That's another one. We got to bring I'm going to bring a chalkboard next time. I'm going to mark them as we go.
We could just cast like a laptop onto the screen and just
click. That's that's funny, man.
1 point for Gryffindor. What?
Yeah, no. See, let me tell you how that usually works. Slytherin's up by 100 points, and then Dumbledore gives Gryffindor 500 points just because Gryffindor took a breath. 500 points. It's the most jive system I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, so now that the LSU season's over, be scouting and stuff. What do you think about the pros, man? What do you think about the NFL right now?
I need to stop rooting for teams.
So it's your fault.
Yeah, so in the wild card round, I was rooting for the Saints. They lost. I was like, I'll go for Seattle this round. Seattle lost. So I'm terrified to root for a team now because the other team's going to win. That is the way it keeps going. And I'm not okay.
Why the hell is Tennessee there? You saw it? How did they do this?
I don't know.
I'm really concerned. They knocked out the Patriots. Then they knocked out the Ravens. They knocked out the two, front runners.
I understood the Patriots, but the Ravens were playing ball this year. I don't understand.
They didn't play that game, and then of course you had Kansas City knocked off Texas, and that was interesting because Kansas City just didn't play the first quarter, and then they ended up winning at 51-31. I mean, did you see that meme they posted? It's like the Kansas City guy, and he's like, how about this? Let's let them get up by 24, and then we'll start playing.
Yeah, then that game got a hand really quick.
Oh man, 51-31 in a playoff game. That's wild. First off, that's way too much scoring, so it kind of does concern me as to what Kansas City's up to. But basically, Texans didn't get anything going after. That was bad. It was. Yeah. I think Kansas City's going to win it all.
I mean, I feel this series of playoffs has just been wild in general.
I don't know, man. You think it's fixed at all? You ever think that?
I mean, if you're asking Saints fans from last year.
Yeah, but I mean, let's just be totally sort of subjective about it. Let's just lay it out there and see what we're talking about. I mean, look, I see why they would say that. Don't at me. But I also, but to further their point, so I'm actually on your guys' side with this one. So definitely don't at me. They could fix games if they wanted to. There's no law up against that. You just can't bet if you fix it. You can't sell that information. I mean, it's like wrestling. Like you can still bet on a wrestling match. I mean, even though they know who's going to win, but you can still bet on it. So technically, they could fix games.
True.
But I don't think that the teams are in on that, right? Like I think this is more of a top brass NFL thing. They're fixing games or whatever. Well, and that is coming down, right?
Well, go into the conspiracy theory of it all.
Oh, conspiracy. All right, go ahead.
There's this whole thing where they are manipulating games to be teams that are in higher market areas, which is
right.
The main conspiracy theory from last year as to why they kicked out the New Orleans Saints, because Los Angeles versus New England, which were two huge markets, they wanted those to be the ones that were in the Super Bowl, even though the Super Bowl ended up bombing last year. Also, it was a very boring game.
Well, right, because it wasn't the two best teams. It was the Patriots and
Los Angeles.
Shit. Right? It was shit. The Patriots versus shit, right? It was just.
I mean, they're both shit, but.
No, I mean, I think the Patriots deserve to be there. I mean,
the Patriots are the Yankees of the NFL world.
Damn, bro, that's disrespectful as hell, dude. I almost said the F word right there. I was like, but I didn't. See, I'm working on it. No, that's very mean to the Patriots, because everybody hates the Yankees, right? Is there any Yankees fans out there still?
Pretty much, if you live in New York, that's about it. Actually, no, I take that back. I do know some people from even this area that are actually fans of the Yankees. I mean, I feel even if it's the most hated team in sports, there's still going to be people around the country who still enjoy that team.
Well, I mean, they have a lot of winning teams, right? And that, there are people who don't watch sports often are generally bandwagoners, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of weird. Now, I don't watch the Patriots or anything. I don't care about the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady is obviously a great quarterback, right? But they lose this game to they get beat out of the wild card round. I can't talk here. And all of a sudden, everybody's down with Tom Brady. I'm like, man, I mean, he made it to the playoffs. That. I mean, that has to. I mean, right? That's still something, right?
I mean, people are doing that with Drew Brees. It's he loses one game, and all of a sudden, everyone's like, he went from greatest of all time to, okay, he should retire. He needs to stop. In one game.
That's my point. He made it to the playoff. I mean, right?
Yeah, even not including Teddy Bridgewater's 5 games where he won, the Saints still had to go 8-3 to go where they were.
Right, and they went better. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say that the dude should be, crucified for him or Tom Brady or anybody else who lost. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, but I think the thing that surprised me most this season that kind of showed how wild this not preseason, but postseason was going to be, was the Falcons. Their biggest wins were against the Saints and the 49ers. They had a losing record, but beat the Saints and the 49ers. Both are in the top of the NFC.
Yeah, I don't know how that's the kind of stuff you start talking about. Is this some sort of weird fix? Because that should have never happened. But then again, was it Miami that beat the Patriots? That happened, right? Yeah, I mean,
I think so.
Yeah, it was the last game of the season. I mean, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but then again, if you don't show up to play, guess what? That's what happens. So
yeah.
It happens in college all the time. But the problem is now, after last season, pretty much anybody who watched that Saints game, because here's the deal: I don't blame the LA Ram player for doing what he did. You take that spot foul, you let him have that. You don't let him make a touchdown. You make him have to kick that ball, right? You take that. They do it all the time. They're trained to do this. But as a referee, you have to throw the foul. Like that's part of that, you know.
Yeah, like it was blatant. It was a game-changing play, and they were just like, nope, clean hit. That was clean.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, that was Ray Charles could have saw that shit, right? Because he's blind, but he's still.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I think a T-Rex could have seen it too.
Yeah, but is Ray Charles blinder than a T-Rex? Is blinder a word? More blind?
Actually, T-Rexes aren't actually blind. It's a misconception, but I thought it was a fun joke.
Wait, I thought they were.
No.
Is it a depth perception issue? So
no.
they can see perfectly fine.
They can see fine. Just Jurassic Park made it seem like Jurassic Park did a lot of things for dinosaurs that just completely were off.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when a movie's fiction. You know. Yeah, I mean, I watched Little Mermaid. I don't think that fish can talk.
I mean, they can talk in their own way, but they're not going to talk English.
I don't know. Can they?
They have to communicate somehow, no matter what.
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't mean you're talking. It can be like physical, right? They can like shake.
I mean, even grass communicates with other grass.
Dude, where do you get your weed from? Okay.
No, do you not know that when you like cut the grass and you get that fresh cut grass smell, that's them like panicking?
Dude, that's demonic as hell. I didn't know that. I gotta read more. That's crazy. Is that real?
I think
that a
so.
real thing?
I mean, I read it on the internet, so you never know. But
send me that article. Is that from The Onion? Because that might be fake.
No, it's like a thing that's everywhere.
All right, well, I'm gonna look it up.
You see?
Is it? That's legit? Okay, I'm getting word off camera that that's a real thing.
You put it out there.
Apparently they put it in there. Out there? In there? What are they putting in there?
No, I mean, like, that's what they're...
That's what they said?
like a
Okay, as long as it's...
theory.
So,
Yeah, I don't
okay,
know if
apparently
they've
it's true.
proven it or not.
How do they know that? Who figured this shit out?
I don't know.
Anyway, back to sports, man.
But yeah, so who do you think's gonna make it to the Super Bowl and who do you think's gonna win? Because as of recording right now, we're still got the NFC and AFC championship.
49ers, Kansas City. Kansas City edges them out. That's what I think. What do you think?
I think the Chiefs are gonna be for the AFC. NFC can go either way. You do have Aaron Rodgers at the helm for Green Bay, so there is a chance. But I do think the 49ers have a better defense. So I think it'll be 49ers, Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. 49... I just can't bring myself to say anything good about those son of bitches. I got a lot of 49er friends that are fans. And I love all of you guys, but... You know what? I really hate Jimmy Garoppolo.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's just his name. Kind of like Trevor Lawrence for Clemson. I don't really have anything against him. I mean, he looks kind of cute. Like if you saw him from behind with that long, luscious hair, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd date him, you know. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like he wouldn't call you back. You know?
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. we're just gonna roll with this.
No, but I don't like Jimmy Garoppolo. I really and I don't really know why. But you know the problem I have with it, and I think a lot of people will agree with me on this, is that when a team starts winning games, all of a sudden the quarterback's the greatest thing in the world. In the sense of like ESPN, they start talking about these people like, oh my God, Garoppolo's the second coming. You know what I mean? And it's like, sorry, dude, he's not. I mean, look, he's winning games. Hats off to him. But he ain't no Tom Brady. Let's be honest here. He ain't no Drew Brees. Let him do it 10 years in a row, and then we'll talk. Mm-hmm. But to say that these guys are like the next big thing just because they happen to have a good season, I mean, it's just look at Scam Newton. The hell he's done. I mean, seriously. I mean, you know, look at Scam Newton.
That's the only example you got?
Well, I mean, years ago I would have said Russell Wilson, but I've actually grown to really like Russell Wilson. I think he's actually a quarterback.
He's the reason I was rooting for the Seahawks, because
Yeah.
I do have a lot of respect for him as a quarterback.
Well, even Matt Ryan. You know, Matt Ryan I felt like was a little overrated, and maybe if he was on a better team, who knows? But I mean, look at Scam Newton. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Well, I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm just saying that, like, you know, like Lamar Jackson from the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
He's great, but look, when they talk about Lamar Jackson, one of the things we oftentimes hear about is, he's a running quarter, he's mobile, he's a running quarterback, it's coming back. Man, Michael Vick had that, and just people before him had that.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, Lamar Jackson ain't no Michael Vick. You know what I mean? All dog fighting aside, don't at me. All dog fighting aside, Michael Vick was the best running back quarterback ever. I mean, he was good.
I mean, wasn't there some seasons where actually had 1,000 rushing yards?
No, he did. Well, I don't want to say he did. I don't know 100%, but I do know, in my opinion, he single-handedly brought the Falcons to the playoffs every time he made it to the playoffs. Look, if he'd had some of the guys the Falcons have had these past few seasons, I don't know, man. I'll tell you something else. He wouldn't have blew that 20-something point lead that Matt Ryan blew. Yeah, we didn't forget Matt Ryan, son of a bitch. He wouldn't have blew that thing. I mean...
I love how everything you're mentioning is all meme related.
Well, that's not even really a meme. That happened.
I know, but a meme came out of it. So.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, but that's pretty much how I get news. Some people watch Fox. Some people watch like CNN. I just watch memes. Yeah, you know.
You need to do that more.
Yeah, I got a problem, dude.
But one more thing about the Super Bowl: commercials. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you think they're worth the millions they cost?
Well, you know how I feel about commercials in general.
Yeah.
Commercials are cancer on the face of television society. I think that everybody does it wrong. I think that, but here's the thing. I do think that in the sense of being, the problem I have is this. When I watch commercials, they're generally not enjoyable. I will say the Fanville commercials Dr. Pepper does for the, those are fantastic. But ideally, you're watching a football game, so I don't know. Like if I'm already pissed off because the game's not going the way I want it to go, those commercials make me hangry. Because like I don't want shit to be funny. Like I'm upset right now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I find some of them to be kind of just ridiculous. Like I said, you started watching the game third quarter. I have it recorded, by the way. If you want a copy of that,
nah, it's good.
I don't know if you want to, how much you care about it. What the heck? Calling my phone. Somebody's calling me. What the? Don't call me.
We're recording a podcast.
Yeah, what the hell, man? So, anyway, I don't know. They are better than a lot of other commercials, and I do enjoy some of them. But I feel like there's too many, and that's something we saw last night, the national championship game, dude. It was like the first quarter was, man, it was like a commercial every 2-3 minutes. I swear, it was like, and they were 3 to 4 minute segments of commercials, and I was like, man, this is ridiculous. And I feel the same about the Super Bowl. Now, as far as how much they cost, yeah, I think that's fair, because you're talking about, you know how many people watch the Super Bowl? It's just like good parking. If you want to pay for good parking somewhere, you got to pay money.
Yeah.
You know, so if you want your thing to be at the forefront, you got to pay for it. And the fact is, if nobody paid for it, the price would go down.
Mm-hmm.
But these companies have so much money. I mean, you think Charmin Ultra can't afford to pay for a $1 million a minute segment on the Super Bowl? Absolutely, they can.
Only 1 million for a minute?
I don't know how much it is.
Dude, it's like 5 to 10 million for 30 seconds.
Yeah, so maybe it's a little high. Maybe the price is... No, I still don't think that's too high. I mean, dude, you know how much... I mean, again, look at these companies, you know?
Yeah, but actually, I watched this thing on YouTube where they kind of broke down the ideal time to have your commercial.
Right.
And it's actually during the second quarter.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Because I feel like the second quarter more specifically than the fourth quarter, you're kind of like... no matter what, you know...
Yeah, because by the fourth quarter, people are tuning out.
Right, people are pissed off. And the second quarter, you still got a lot of people that are in it because they're like, well, this could still go my way. Right? Like, it's only the first half.
I mean, it's not even like a how's the game going kind of thing. It's just...
My sinuses are acting up. Go ahead.
It's just whatever your ideal demographic is, like whether it's beer or chips or whatever.
Right.
You got to get that right balance of the product and your timing during the game. Because
Right.
if it's like second quarter, it's like, oh, it's about to be halftime. Let me go grab a bag of chips.
That makes sense. Yeah. Get the Tostitos up there. Get the Dilly Dilly, the Bud Light up there.
Yeah. Let me run to the gas station like a block away and just.
No,
get some
I can
snacks.
honestly say, like, subliminally speaking, I drink Bud Light now probably because of those commercials. Those commercials are great. Like I feel comfortable with Bud Light because those commercials are funny.
Yeah, I really enjoy the nights and all that.
Right.
That's really cool.
Yeah, Bud Light Platinum for the win, man. It's good stuff. I used to not drink beer. You know me, I hated beer. But it's like, I don't know, like seeing those commercials and like slowly acquiring that taste for it, it works. Like advertising absolutely works. I just hate it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, but that makes sense because halftime's coming up. You know, make the queso so you get a little Velveeta blocks. I'm surprised they didn't talk. Remember last year and 2 years before that, they ran out of like queso. They ran out of Velveeta blocks. You remember that?
No, I don't.
It's like a huge shortage of Velveeta. That was a real thing, man. It was like the world was in arms. Like,
And then everyone was constipated the next day.
well, no, because they didn't have any Velveeta. It was so bad, Iran just got bombed. I feel like that has nothing to do with it. I don't know, man.
Why are you bringing Iran into this?
I don't know, man.
What did they do?
They ran, just not fast enough. Because the bombs, right? I don't like Iran. So. And you could be like, why? And I'll just be like, I don't know, Donald Trump said not to.
Okay, anyway, let's go back to sports.
Oh,
So, yeah, but seriously, though, what experiences do you have with sports?
Oh,
in,
man.
In the real world, not video games.
You kicked my ass in Madden a couple weeks ago. Anyway. No,
I
I played baseball and stuff as a kid. Huh?
I mean, just very quick, with that Madden game, I will say there are so many fumbles and turnovers because we both had on rookie.
Yeah, it was trash. We had like 9 fumbles the first quarter.
Yeah, we made the mistake of doing 15-minute quarters on Madden, which you should never do.
Not unless you got some serious time and you want to be angry. It's like playing Monopoly with your mom. It's just terrible.
Like, 5 minutes seems too fast, but 15 seems too long.
Yeah, you mean 8 to 10.
Yeah.
I think that's the area. Anyway, real life sports. Baseball. Played baseball when I was a kid.
Oh.
T-ball. I've just never been good at sports. Like, if there was a sport for talking shit, I'd be a pro. But I just never really applied myself. Like, I could do, like, I played a lot of basketball growing up, played a lot of football growing up, but never, like, officially, because, I don't know, man, I don't like people yelling at me. And then I became a cop. I don't really know what happened there. You played more sports than me. You tell me. I'm tired of talking. You talk.
Okay, so, back when I was about 5 or so, I did 3 sports. I started with soccer, basketball, and baseball. After a practice where I got kicked in the face during soccer, I quit that on my second year. For basketball, after about 3 or 4 years, I got uninterested and quit that. And for baseball, I actually stuck with that for a good 6 years. I was really good during Pitcher Machine League. I have a bat that got messed up. Because I was just actually...
You were just hitting bombs, weren't you? Just bombing them out the park.
Not out the park, but I hit the ball pretty often. Like, I remember I hit the ball so often, I was actually confused when I struck out.
Yeah, all the ladies loved young Derek swinging that bat, boy.
But the crazy thing is, I've never been like an athletic looking person, so it's hilarious in PE because I'm actually good with. I know you're gonna make a joke about this.
Wait. Are you good at catching balls?
Yeah, I'm good at catching and throwing.
Good at catching and throwing balls. All right.
But
noted.
It's like I'm good with my hands, so.
That's what she said.
So, like, for example, during PE, basketball, no one's covering me. Everyone's running around the court. I'm literally under the goal, like, throw it over here. They throw it to me.
Yeah, that was always the best part about being the fat kid. You could just be like, hey, nobody's going to cover me. Just pick me. I'll stand over there. Give me the ball.
Yeah, the same thing happened with football. No one would ever cover me, but I'd just be sitting there in the end zone like, what's up? And just throw the football right at me.
MVP of the PE locker room, right?
I do remember one time, I want to say it was 6th or 7th grade because it was Coach Hughes, I think. We're not gonna make any jokes, but
no, I always liked Coach Hughes. To be fair,
yeah.
he had a lot of stuff going on. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah, but I remember one time PE we were playing basketball, and I shot a shot that was super far away, like almost to like the corner, almost like between the 3-point line and the corner, somewhere in the middle of that. That's about where I shot from.
Mm-hmm.
I shot, it hit the backboard, hit the rim, hit the backboard again, bounced in. Literally everyone, including Coach Hughes, was like, good job, Derek, woo! And they like were literally cheering and screaming for me because I made an incredible shot.
So Coach Hughes was awake long enough to see that shot. Awesome. Did he pass away?
I don't know.
I don't know. I was just wondering. I think about him sometimes. I like I said, I make jokes, but I've always liked him. No, I remember playing like gotcha and stuff in PE.
Dude, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha and horse are the 2 basketball games. I don't even like playing regular basketball. It's
That's 'cause
gotcha
you're not
and
required
horse.
to do anything but shoot the damn ball. You ain't got to bounce or nothing.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Unless you remember that. They always had that one asshole who was like, when you play horse, like, oh, you got to dribble through your legs 3 times. You got to dunk it. Like, get out of here, dude.
And they were doing like after they did it.
Yeah, it was bullshit, man.
It's like, no, you're supposed to call it before you do it.
Yeah, I was that guy. Anyway.
But yeah, gotcha was great. Especially people would like shoot and I'd just be like 3-pointer, boop.
I hate it. No, I always hate it when you got the ball and like you miss the first shot, the other guy makes it so somebody else got the ball behind you,
Yeah.
and they just poop, and you're like, come on. No, but that was probably the most sports I would play was like PE and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. I regret it sometimes. I think I could have been decent on a football field, like in my younger days.
Mm.
Nowadays, man, I don't know. I might try to get signed. I might get in the draft, see what happens.
Yeah, due to physical reasons, I can't really run well. So
Hey, man, you ain't got to run if you on that line.
I'm also don't have much of a body strength. It's like I have strong legs, but I can't run.
Well, man, since we're talking about sports, though, I got a lot of stuff coming up. They got the Conor McGregor fight this weekend. I know you don't watch a lot of combat sports. I do. I love watching people get hurt. And
Wait, why'd you look at me?
you'll see. No.
Wait, what?
No.
Help.
Dude, this is recorded way early. This be too late by this point. No, I enjoy a lot of combat sports. But for me, it's weird because when I was younger, I used to just like, and this is just kind of like an off thing. Same thing with football. I used to like watching people get hit, But as I got older, I really started respecting it for the sport. Like nothing better than two guys rolling around on top of each other on the ground, right? Trying to get a little submission in there, holding each other down, catching behind that neck, taking that back. You know what I mean? Those are all really like, they make the sport fantastic. See, you're disgusting. That's why I can't even do this podcast with you, bro. Like, looking at me all weird.
You're the one intentionally making it sound.
No, that's what you do. You roll around on the ground. You got to take the back and you got to choke them out, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens.
You're intentionally using these specific words.
How else do you say it, Derek? How else do I say two guys are on the ground and one takes the other one's back and chokes them out? You tell me how to say that.
I don't know, but there's got to be a better way.
Listen to the announcers. That's exactly how they say it, and nobody laughs because it's a serious thing. Okay.
Well,
But
look, I got the palate of a 5-year-old. I got the mind of a 12-year-old. That's all I got.
well, I just want to say, and I know you're not going to have a prediction on this, but I just want to say I think Cowboy is going to win the Conor McGregor Cowboy fight, and the only reason I'm saying that is because if I'm right and this is released, I'm going to be like in everybody's face because you know who Conor McGregor is. Like everybody knows Conor McGregor, and everybody he just talks a lot of shit. And look, I'm not saying he ain't got hands. I don't want to fight the guy, but I'm tired of his shit. All right, and I'm tired of Ireland and their bullshit, and he needs to lose because of that.
But Ireland gave us Jacksepticeye.
I mean,
it's a YouTuber thing. Just let it go.
I know what it is. They also gave us pretty good whiskey, but they just need to shut the hell up. All right.
Actually, Jameson's Irish whiskey, right?
Yeah.
I tried that before. I died.
It's acquired. No, man, you got to work for Jameson. It doesn't. You can't just pick up a bottle of Jameson and think you're okay.
Because like I took a shot one time because a friend of mine was like, "Oh hey, try this Jameson." I was like, "Okay, why not?" And I try a shot, and I'm like,
What friend was that?
Actually, remember how I was telling you about the dude from Guitar Center?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we were on a band trip, and he had some.
So one time at band camp.
No, it was on a band trip, not band camp.
Same thing. Yeah, no, I used to not drink Irish whiskey, but a buddy of mine, Buddy Brody, hooked me up with it. And he gave me a bottle for Christmas? No. Was it Christmas? Brody gave me a bottle of Jameson? At Christmas that year I worked? I think it was Christmas. Yeah, it was Christmas. He bought me a bottle of Jameson, and it took me a minute to get used to it, but I'm a fan. So, yeah, down with Ireland, but we'll keep the Jameson.
We'll keep the Jameson and the Jack.
Dude, speaking of Jacksepticeye, off subject, but this is funny. There's a game called Visage for a PC. It's a scary game.
Yeah.
And he did a video compilation of some of the jump scares, and it was hilarious. I'm not a big YouTube guy, but that was fun. I enjoyed it. I really did.
Yeah, if you ever need a very overdramatic with an accent, he's the one to do it.
Yeah, it makes sense but what was funny is like he was overdramatic, but like it was a perfect amount of drama because it was actually that scary. Like I would have acted that way. I'm actually looking forward to getting the game now. I wasn't gonna get it, but I just want to scream like a woman. So you guys get ready because I'm definitely gonna stream that. That's gonna be fun. Back to sports with Derek.
So
Put
sports.
him on the spot. Sports.
Oh god, you can't put me on the spot like this, man. I wasn't prepared.
Shoes. If you get that, that's funny. If you don't, I don't know. Look up "Oh My God" shoes on YouTube.
But what sport do you enjoy playing the most though?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Which is weird because I don't really like watching it. I like watching old basketball. I like watching a lot of like when I watch sports other than football, it's like old basketball games, old boxing fights. It was a different sport back. It was a little more brutal, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's a little more like they didn't call things as much, at least in my opinion. I don't know if that's everybody says that. I've never went back and looked at these statistics, but it seems like they let people play a little more. So I would say as far as playing, I'd say basketball.
That's every sport, because even in the past few years, the NFL has gotten a lot more protect like the quarterback,
Dude,
protect
100%.
players.
If you get a chance, go look up Mean Joe Green's biggest hits. That dude was murdering people on the field. There's no way he was slapping people in a helmet. I think he killed like 6 dudes. I don't know if he did. That's
I mean, if you have the word mean in your name, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna be a nice person.
Well, I want to say this though. They do call him Mean Joe Green, but like personally, he's a pretty chill guy. Like, he seems like a nice fella. You know, he was just murking people on the field. Like he was.
Yeah.
I mean, prison yard slamming people out there. I mean, it like The Longest Yard, which is a great sports movie if you're a fan.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer the Adam Sandler one versus the original a little bit.
I think they're both good. They both got a thing going on.
Yeah, they were both pretty good. I felt the Adam Sandler one had a lot more humor to it. So
it did, but I think it's also like the time, because the original was funny too. It just was.
Yeah.
I don't know. We have a different type of humor now. You know. I
yeah,
guess.
we have very Chris Rock enjoyment kind of humor.
Yeah, I like Chris Rock. That's actually a good point. Yeah, Chris Rock. What about you know what else? Hardball is another good movie with, I think, Keanu Reeves. Is it Hardball, right? That's the one where he's a baseball coach and the kid gets shot. Remember? Yeah, dude, Hardball. I think it's Hardball.
I don't think I saw that.
You didn't see Hardball? I think. Let me check. I don't know if it's 100%. Keep it on. I'm gonna check. Because
when I think like sports movies, I actually have a thing for baseball movies. I find. Because, like, the Rookie of the Year, well, I guess that's it. But,
yeah, Hardball with Keanu Reeves.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's a baseball movie, dude, and he's like, it's kind of like one of those, like, underprivileged, societies, underprivileged communities, and he steps in and becomes a baseball coach.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like any movie with Sandra Bullock. And he steps in there and he does the coach thing, and one of the kids gets shot. I didn't mean to ruin that if you guys haven't seen it, but trust me, it's totally worth the watch, man.
Oh yeah, wasn't Gridiron Gang with The Rock?
Yeah, what was that about?
The Rock.
I remember that movie. I just don't.
Yeah, the Rock. I don't know if they were like just underprivileged kids or if they were like in a juvenile or whatever. But basically, he got this like sports team, but a lot of them were like in gang activity and all that. And he tried to be a mentor both on the field and off.
Yeah, like any movie with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, and he tried to teach them to be better than
what they were around. Right. Yeah, I like movies like that. They make me feel good about myself, even though I'm not out there doing that shit. I just feel like I am, you know.
Yeah, but it's nice to have like those serious ones like that, but you also have like
Benchwarmers. Do you know they have a sequel to that?
Wait, they do?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I don't know if it's good. Do not go watch. It may not be good. Look it up first. But no, there's a sequel. I was telling Lisa the other day. There's a sequel to it. It's on Netflix. It's not a Netflix original, so I think it was like straight to DVD type thing.
Yeah.
Might not be good. But not Hardball. Bad News Bears is another good one. With,
facing the Giants.
Dude, you remember Little Giants?
Yes.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
There's a
lot of sports movies. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of sports movies.
It's a lot to talk about on
got
sports
Rudy.
episode. I never saw Rudy.
I saw it the last like 20 minutes, I think.
Radio. I don't think is that a sports movie, or is that just a movie about some dude who's kind of slow?
I've never heard of Radio.
Radio? Yeah, it was like a big thing. Dude, Phone Booth is a good movie, but that's not about sports.
Okay, now you're just talking about movies. That's not what this episode's about.
At all. So yeah, back to the sports things. Like, what do you? I know you said like, what do you like to play? What's your favorite sport to play like outside?
I mean, basketball and football are probably the top ones. When it comes to football, though, I don't want to be the person that gets hit or have to hit others. I'd rather be like the quarterback or just the tight end or wide receiver who just chills in the end zone. Like, that's what I want to be.
If I had to play a position, I would play probably like coach's wife. That way I can get the check and not have to do anything.
Also, I'm not a terrible punter.
Yeah, I was oddly good at that when I was a kid. Like when I was younger, I say, look, and I'm not trying to disrespect punters. There's like a thing to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I could kick a ball, I should say. I don't know, man. I feel like for me, it's weird because again, I love playing basketball. Like there's nothing more fun than just shooting around, right? But I don't like basketball. Like I don't know, man. Like I always watch big games. Like I always watch the World Series. And the thing about baseball is there's just too many damn games. There's no way. Like I don't care that much about anybody. Go Stros. But I don't really care. Like, people will tell me, hey, man, you saw that baseball game? And I'm like, which one? There was 17 of them on yesterday. Which one are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, when it comes to baseball teams, my favorites are based on my childhood. So,
go Kansas City.
yeah, because I actually went to Kansas City games as a kid. Because
Dude, I talked so much shit about Kansas City for so many years, and then they won the World Series, and I was like, oh, shit. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was like a thing, man. I talked a lot of shit about Kansas City.
But yeah, it was just really cool to go to like the games because I had an aunt who lived in Kansas City at the time, and it was actually really fun to go to the games. We actually, I think one summer we went to like 2 or 3 games in a row.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. Baseball is really fun to go to the games. I mean, because when I worked at Nichols, I used to go to some of the games and work security.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because I really don't like watching it on TV, but something about being there, it's like a cool environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Football is probably my favorite to watch because I don't know, I've always liked football. But it's kind of, but going to football games, I'm not that big of a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I'll like at LSU games, that's like top of the line for me. But like, I just something about being at home, cracking open a beer, some chips and salsa, you know, yelling and cussing at the TV. All those things are fun to me.
Yeah.
You know. And I feel like it's easier with football. Like if you watch basketball, there's so many lead changes and so many like it's
Yeah.
how do you I don't know. And I like it. I mean, I like playing it, but I just can't watch. Not only that, they got 767 freaking penalties in a game in basketball. I don't have time for that nonsense. Like these fouls are ridiculous.
Yeah, that was my one weakness when I played basketball was I got called for reaching a lot.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell that means. That's what's weird about reaching.
Basically, you're not supposed to attempt to go for the ball while they're dribbling.
Is that it, or is it? Look, I don't know. I don't want to sound stupid because we are stupid, but I think you actually have, like, you can reach for it, but you can't reach past a certain point. Is that what it is? Is there some sort
I
of,
don't know because
Somebody explain to us what reaching is. We need help.
Because I understand if like you're slapping their hand or something, but
Well, yeah, you can't
If
touch
you don't touch them at all, like
Well, that's what's weird because I've seen stuff get called nowadays where like they definitely touch the ball first, and you know when we were growing up, if you touch the ball first, you can punch somebody in the face. I didn't say it. I didn't say you could punch somebody in the face.
Okay, before we started recording, you said I'm not gonna curse this episode.
Well, you mean you both knew that was full of shit on that. Like that was gonna.
Yeah, the second you said it, I was laughing.
Yeah, I didn't say the F word though. So you guys gotta understand, we have to beep those out. I can usually get away with just about anything else, but I can't say the F word, so I'm working on that as a person.
It takes it's harder to edit that than you think.
I don't know, that beep was hilarious, dude. I think people are gonna enjoy that beep.
Yeah. At the time of recording this, we haven't released episode 4 yet. But y'all are in for a interesting
for a
moment.
Is that beep? I can't even do it. What was that?
What is that?
I don't know. Edit that out, dude.
No, we're gonna keep that in. But yeah, but playing sports as a kid was fun. I do remember there was one game. It was the season that I broke my wrist, because somehow I was riding my scooter one day and I got hit like a crack in the cement. I fell over and I caught myself wrong and I ended up breaking both bones in my wrist.
What year? What grade were we in?
Like, I was 9 years old, so.
Oh, it was before. Okay,
This was before
that.
you,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I couldn't really play for a few weeks. There eventually got to a point where my wrist healed enough to where I was playing baseball even with the cast.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember there was one game where the umpire was like, "Yeah, you can't play with that," and coach was like, "Okay," and he was also like, "By the way, you're kind of short people because I think some kids were sick or something." So we had like, I want to say 8 players on our team. The other team had all their players. We ended up winning the game just by the, what you call it, the slaughter rules or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there's a
'Cause-
mercy rule. Is probably
Yeah,
a nicer
mercy.
way to say it than slaughter. I mean, that's a little ridiculous.
Well, I mean,
Who'd you guys play? Native Americans? That's messed up, man. Why would you do that?
no, we played some team in Valle Vista, but I remember like we kept getting the maximum like 5 scores.
Yeah,
per
I think
inning.
it's 5, and then if you do it again, like once you get 10 up, I think, or 15 up, it's over, right?
Yeah, we got up 15-0.
Yeah, and it's over.
We're short players, and we still won by a landslide.
That's terrible. You guys are rude.
We were a good team. We
Who was your coach?
Coach Skelton.
Yeah, Coach Skelton's brutal, dog.
Dude.
Coach, you sure we good? No, keep running it up.
Yeah, no. Coach Skelton's kind of like my dad, he has the best intentions, but because of the seriousness in his voice, you start crying when he starts.
We love Coach Skelton and his beautiful wife, Miss Skelton, and their beautiful children.
Why are you sucking up so hard?
No, I love those people, man. I really do. Like they were some of the brightest people when we were in high school, man. And not only that, like if you did some dumb shit, like Coach Skelton would like pull you aside, like, hey, quit doing dumb shit. And they gave you chances. They talked to you like you were a person, right?
Yeah, I loved how Coach Skelton always started the semester with calculator against the wall.
Oh, I know, man. I know. That was wild. One time he did it to Matt. He like walked up to Matt and I think Matt was chewing gum, so he just threw his calculator. And he's like, before anybody gets mad, I bought it.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Hey, look, first off, if you snitch on Coach Skelton, your mom's a hoe.
But when I was playing baseball, like, Coach Skelton was my coach almost every year.
Okay, right.
But there was 3 coaches. It was generally my dad. I forgot who the other coach was, and Coach Skelton.
I didn't know your dad knows a lot about baseball, or was he just kind of like a parent coach?
He parent coach.
Okay, I didn't know if he was like... I mean, your dad never took me as much of a sports fan. I mean, football. I know he's into football.
I mean...
I know he hates Dallas. Everybody hates Dallas. Dallas sucks.
It's pitcher machine league. It's not...
Oh, it's not like you guys were really doing drills. Or
no, it's not like high school where it's like
right.
a serious thing. It's just kids learn to play baseball. But my dad always threw the softest of the 3 coaches. Then there was the other coach.
And then Coach Skelton was beaming balls at people.
Coach Skelton would throw... He didn't even look like he was trying, but you caught the ball, and if you caught it wrong, it hurt.
That was why he was... Yeah, I know what you mean.
And also... this taught us character and to throw better. If you threw the ball and it was not at him and it like was too far to reach, you had to go get it.
Yep. That's a good coach. Is what that is. No, man. I think, baseball as a kid was fun, but I don't know, man. I just never really got into sports like I should. Nowadays, I love watching football. I can watch football every day. But then again, maybe it's just because it's an excuse to drink beer and eat chips. You know, I feel better because it's like, well, that's what people do when they watch football. I'm like everyone else, you know.
I mean, I understand eating chips, wings, or pizza, but I don't do beer like at all.
I'm telling, I used to not, man. You gotta get on those platinums, bro. I'm telling you, look. Obviously, it takes a minute, but you gotta work yourself up.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Do we have any beer?
No.
Oh, that's not cool. Anyway, so look, the next thing though, and something I want to touch on definitely before this is over. You think they get paid too much? Athletes, I mean.
To an extent, yes.
Why?
Because, yeah, they're professionals, but why are they getting paid millions upon millions?
Because we watch them.
I mean, it's the same with actors. It's like, I understand you're really good at what you do,
right.
but I don't think it's millions worth.
Mm-hmm.
I would understand, like, 6 figures, but
right.
Millions?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but we watch them, you know? And what's crazy is there was a point, and it wasn't that long ago, where athletes, like football players, didn't make this kind of money. Like, I mean, you would have football players who played football during the season and worked at Lowe's on the off season. Like, that's a real thing. Or I'd say Lowe's. It could have been TG&Y, whatever store was around.
Yeah.
You know, and not only that, you know, we talk about baseball players. Now, yeah, people like, you know, Miguel Cabrera, Alex Rodriguez, the cheater, the dirty, rotten, filthy, steroid-using cheater, that lying, filthy, rotten, dirty, terrible, sick person.
You mean everyone from the 90s?
But just specifically A-Rod, because he's still acting like that's all lies, and he knows good and damn well. I saw the documentary. I know what he did. I know what you're doing, A-Rod.
Because I know back in the days when I was first getting into baseball, there was like a lot of people who were like, "Oh, you use steroids." It was like Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, A-Rod, all these like big players who were doing huge numbers with home runs and all this stuff. But they did steroids.
Well, I'm not gonna do steroids. But no, A-Rod he's like the big one now because he's still acting like he didn't. They did a lot of crazy stuff, man. Watch Screwball on Netflix. It's a pretty good documentary about what went on. But my point is, yeah, those guys make a lot of money, but the AAA players and the guys coming up, they don't get paid well. I mean, it really comes down to what people are willing to allow you to get away with. Mm-hmm. You know, yeah, they make too much money, but at the same time, like, that's just the way it is. Like, there's just no, I mean, as long as people are showing up and buying this merchandise, they're going to make that money, you know? Yeah. And that's what's crazy about it. People like Who's the guy who kneeled down?
Oh, Kaepernick.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get into all that, but I'm going to say, like, people like him, for instance, had a really good season, goes to the Super Bowl, wins the Super Bowl, right? They won that year. Did they win?
I don't.
No, they didn't. They got edged out. I don't think they won. Maybe he did win. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. But, no, I think they lost. But, I mean, best quarterback ever, you know? Sells all kind of merch, gets all kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
Within a few years, look at where he's at now. And I'm not even considering the whole conspiracy behind the whole kneeling thing. Just as a player, he ain't that good. I mean, let's just be honest here. Like, I'm not...
Mm-hmm.
Is he better than me? Yeah, but there's probably a tortoise that could throw a ball better than me. You know? So there's no disrespect. I just think some people get that big check, and that actually kind of makes them not as good. You know? It makes them... Because, like, the fact is, you got that guaranteed money. If I'm going to make $80 million in 3 years, I don't give a shit. I mean, straight up, especially people like Drew Brees, Tom Brady that play sort of for the legacy of it at this point. Because, look, you know as well as I do, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, they don't need any more money. This is a legacy thing.
Mm-hmm.
So those big contracts aren't even about the pay so much as about, like, oh, I was the highest paid. Like, it's a legacy thing.
Yeah.
Whereas you got other people that are different. And that's kind of, I guess, the fork in the road.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like about Russell Wilson. I think he's taken the legacy route. And I like him. I think he's a cool dude. I really do. I used to not. Used to hate him. But then I realized I just hate Pete Carroll. I just don't like their coach. Something about his face. It's kind of like with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's like just like, I just want to punch you in the throat, you know?
I wouldn't go that far, but...
I mean, I'm not going to, man. You go to jail for life, you hit Pete Carroll, especially if it's in Washington. But, no, I mean, so yeah, they do get paid way too much. But we've sort of created that monster. Mm-hmm. By everybody going out and buying all that beer, buying all those chips, buying out the Velveeta, you know, watching year in and year out these teams play football. Look, if everybody just quit, if nobody watched the Super Bowl, that would stop immediately, overnight even. But we're going to keep watching it. You know, I mean, and the crazy part is that some of these guys, they get paid a lot of money, right? Like, I mean, but some of them don't. I mean, there's some guys that don't make that much money, as opposed to, like, Drew Brees, for instance. Hell, look at mixed martial arts fighters. People in the UFC, they don't make that much money. Now, people like Conor McGregor do, but, like, up-and-comers or people that are, like, mid-range people, even some champions, you know, that's like, yeah, you got your $1 million from winning that belt, but, like, Conor McGregor's worth millions. But that's marketing. Mm-hmm. That's kind of especially in that field, you know, it's not up to the team at that point, it's up to you. So Conor McGregor has to go out there and sell himself to the people. And if that means talking shit, that's kind of what you got to respect him for. Even though some people don't like that. Some people say, you know, that whole, like, shit talking during events and things like that. Specifically, most of it seems to have, a lot of it was started by, like, Muhammad Ali. Mm-hmm. People say, well, that was the downfall of the sport. No, man, that's how you get paid. You know, you have to make people hate you and want to see you get beat, or love you and want to see you win. And guess what? It's much easier to make people hate you, you know? And that's the thing people don't realize. A lot of people say Muhammad Ali was, you know, everybody loved him and this and that. A lot of people didn't. He was an asshole. I mean, he would make comments that nowadays, if I said them, it'd be racist. Like, just he would say things that they're just not right at all. Was it funny? Absolutely. Would I still root for him? Yeah, but I like the bad guys. You know, I like a bad guy because they're funner. They're more fun.
Did you say funner?
They're funner. Yes, they are funner.
Miss Golden's going to hurt with that one.
She's not going to listen to it. But no, I mean, you know, something about somebody coming out there, Chael Sonnen in mixed martial arts is a great example, and just railing his opponent. I mean, just whatever he could say, like, I'll give you a great example. There was one, I don't know if I showed you that. There's two guys, Tito Ortiz, Chael Sonnen. If you people haven't seen this, look it up if you're a mixed martial arts fan. Tito makes a comment about the only reason Chael gets into big fights is because of his mouth. And that's how he gets what he wants. Chael Sonnen, without skipping a beat, looks at this man in his face and says, the only person I know that got anywhere using their mouth was your ex-wife. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, how could you not? Like, oh my God. Like, this is going to be that, because then it makes it seem so much more real. Don't get me wrong. MMA is real. But now that guy hates you. Like, now it's done. Like, we're fighting.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, his ex was Jenna Jameson. So that makes sense, but still. It's just, I like a bad guy. And I think most people actually do. Even though they hate him, they love to hate him. So it's the same thing.
Okay. So I think we should cap this off, though, with if you could play any sport professionally, what would it be?
Basketball. Yeah. Nah, something about I like I kind of like that I like that LeBron James, like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, like I like that. I like that level of fame, you know. And it seems like basketball's the best for it. Like, look, we all know who Drew Brees is, but let LeBron James show up somewhere. You know, you got the shoes, you got the bling, like everything is kind of like in that, right?
Yeah.
And that's actually the reason I don't like the sport watching on TV, because it's not really a team sport anymore. It's like LeBron James and them other dudes versus like, you know, it's like playing Madden where it's like, can Derek LeBeau's Giants beat blah, 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 blah. Like,
True.
It becomes sort of fake, right?
Also, my players on the Ravens, because I wanted a team that actually had a good defense. But, yeah, but for me, I think guess where I would want to play. Can I play volleyball? I really enjoy volleyball.
Are you going to wear a thong or?
No.
Is there men's volleyball? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you don't just have to be a girl in booty shorts. There's
Yeah, but dude, here's the thing. Who's going to watch that?
people who enjoy seeing guys hit balls back and forth.
Yeah, that's not the crowd we want to draw here, man. All right? Like, I feel you and I respect you.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can't do that.
Because that was another sport I was actually surprisingly good at.
Well, yeah, I had a lot of fun with volleyball.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, we should get some guys together. If you guys want to play volleyball, most of you guys know us. Let's play volleyball. Let's get, like, drunk and play volleyball.
Why do we have to be drunk?
I meant me. I'll get drunk and you guys play volleyball.
How are you going to hit straight if you're drunk?
See, that's the problem, Derek. You think too much. Just live a little, man.
What is life? Why are we here?
That's a different episode. But no, so I mean, so if you could play, like, but and I respect the volleyball thing, but if you could play a sport that was actually going to make you some money, which would it be?
Which sport is the least violent?
You know, it's funny because I want to say baseball, but a lot of people get hurt playing baseball.
Dude, I remember one time in practice, this was when we're actually to like had a person as a pitcher. Got to that league finally. I got beamed in the back. I was crying for like 20 minutes.
Hey, dude, I got a cousin that busted his face all up. Pop fly hit him in the mouth. But pitchers get hurt a lot from throwing. They hyperextend elbows and things. That's why, you know, used to they didn't have that rule where you can only pitch so much. They just play these guys every night. I mean, it was a real problem. But yeah, no, I feel that. Baseball would probably be a good choice for you then. If you're talking about not getting hurt, maybe like third baseman. I feel like that's a safe spot.
I mean, I always got put in outfield when I played as a kid, so.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I will say this: when you watch baseball or play baseball, like on PlayStation or Xbox or whatever you played on, PlayStation, I think is the only one that has baseball now, actually. When they hit, like, when you see somebody hit a pop fly in the game, kind of just lets you catch it, or like in the pros, they just kind of go out there and catch it. That is much harder than that. Like, they make that look way too easy. I mean, really, like it. You know how small that ball is. You know how depth perception works. Like, it's wild, man.
Yeah, my depth perception.
Depth perception. You can see the future. You know how you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Depth perception. All right.
Yeah, I got one of those death crystals, man.
I do as the crystal guides. Meth heads be like, I do as the crystal guides.
Jessica, I want to die with Jessica.
All right, Jessica, if you listening to this, call the police. Oh, so anyway.
Well, I mean, it was Rick and Morty reference. Why you gotta tell Jessica to call the police?
I like how she's like, I'm gonna be a hospice nurse, and I'm gonna look them in the face and read their name tag and say, "Sir, I love you."
Over and over until they die.
What? Psh, slams locker. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. Soccer would be cool too. Those guys are blinged out. You know, if you're like the top guys.
Soccer is too much running though.
Well, not if you're a goalie.
True. I could maybe be a goalie.
I don't know. It's a lot of running if you play like in that forward or like midfield position. But if you're like a solid center back, like a defender, you could probably get away with not moving too much. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of running. Dude, 90 minutes of running, man, that's like I do as the Crystal Guides. You know, that's
yeah. Those dudes are in great shape, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. And not only that, I mean, there are injuries, but they probably stretch a lot because it seems like they fake a lot of injuries. But you know, before we go, I know we're running out of time, but I want to talk about this real quick. I'm tired of these punk ass NCAA college football players faking hurting to stop a drive. Have you seen this? There's a lot of it, dude. I watched a game. I don't think it was Oklahoma, but it was LSU playing somebody. that they beat, obviously. And the guy walks back to the line, looks at his sideline, falls over. And there's no like real way to penalize these people for it. Like, why are you looking at me like that?
You said penalize.
Yeah.
Why didn't I just say penalize?
I just said penal. It's like penalize, same thing. Potato, right?
Say potato.
Just saying. So there's no way to penalize these people for it because I think they're just too afraid. Like if they actually are hurt, then the NCAA have some like liability. But it's aggravating. Like he goes to the line, looks at the sideline, and says, "Oh, you know what? Andy's home." Falls over. Like what the hell, man? That's a Toy Story reference.
Yeah, I saw you watch Toy Story 4.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I totally just said that whole story just so I could have that Toy Story reference. Yeah. It was mega important to me that I had that Toy Story reference.
Yeah. We weren't able to squeeze in Star Wars, but I mean, it is fine.
Oh, well, you know what they say. Sometimes you gotta go Han Solo, sometimes
Actually,
you gotta use the Force, right?
I almost went Star Wars, though, because there was a meme that went around where the quarterback for Auburn, they compared him to Jar Jar Binks.
That's messed up.
And Joe Burrow to the kid from Home Alone.
No. The quarterback for Clemson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Auburn.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
Well, no, that's a big difference.
I don't care about any of these teams. All I care about is LSU.
Hold up, stop.
LSU and UL, that's all I care about.
All right, man. You ready, man? You ready to call this?
Sure. Why not, man?
Yeah, we're at an hour. I didn't think we could go an hour on sports. I got a little off the wagon, but all right. Check out Derek's new book, man. It's called Cosette? Cosette. I never met a girl named Cosette, but the picture looks like she could be attractive.
That was a stock footage thing. It's not supposed to be special.
Yeah, you guys read it. It's a pretty good read. I think you'll all enjoy it.
It's only $2.99.
How many pages is it?
17.
17 pages. Not a long read. You guys can read it to your kids. Don't read it to your kids. Okay, I think it's probably a little mature.
Yeah, there's a few bad words in it.
You won't let me say bad words. Please say this shit. Whatever. Anyway, check out my band Left on Red. We're always doing stuff. Like us on Facebook. Follow us. Subscribe to us. Become a part of us.
But you can follow the podcast on Facebook and our website.
Why don't you tell everybody where we're at since you put us on 17 different locations?
So we got Facebook. We got our website, everythingoppositepodcast.com. We're on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Deezer, Spreaker. We're in way too many places, but it's fine. It's fine. We still get all the numbers. But just make sure you check us out on any of those places. Make sure you subscribe at those places. We also have video versions on YouTube. You can see whenever we forget to adjust the TV, but
And you can look at me, and let's be honest, who doesn't want to look at me?
And suddenly we have -5 views.
How'd you get negative? That's mean, Derek.
Yeah, that's the point.
I'm doing this because I have this cool smartwatch, and it's not working. Anyway, since my watch isn't working, and it's been an hour, and we talked about sports for a whole hour, dude. That's so wild, right? But I didn't think we'd have enough to say, and we did go off on some tangents, but that's okay, because that's what we do. We talk about everything, even though we have like a set subject. Anyway, I'm Aaron. That's Derek.
I'm Derek. This Aaron.
Derek. This Aaron. Something like that. You guys have a great night.
See you next week.